Hi students, today I am going to discuss the last part of the chapter I Will Fly by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the former President of India. In the first session we came across one of the experiences of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Dr. Kalam shared one of his experiences when he came to that village called Paravur in Kerala in 2002. He shared the experience of a nervous young Indian who was a typical representative of the youth in our country. The youngster said that he was nervous, he didn't have any confidence, he didn't talk to his teachers, he didn't ask any question in his classroom, he didn't even have the courage to interact with his friends, with his classmates. Whenever he stood in his classroom, whenever he tried to give an answer, whenever he tried to ask something to his teachers, he would start comparing himself with others and he lost his confidence. He was diffident, he was a typical representative of the Indian youth. And he said that he wanted to be a marine engineer, he wanted to be the captain of a ship, and he asked Dr. Kalam whether he would be able to accomplish his dream. All the dignitaries on the dais, they were looking at Dr. Kalam, thinking what the answer of this great man would be, what his solution would be, what his piece of advice would be. Now we move on to the next part. Listen to this reading. I thought of it, and breaking the silence I said, "My dear friend, you have put the most difficult question among the many questions that I have received from millions and millions of students whom I have met. I value your question. I know you are echoing the fear of many. Let me recite a beautiful ancient poem named I Will Fly. I am born with potential. I am born with goodness and trust. I am born with ideas and dreams. I am born with greatness. I am born with confidence. I am born with wings. So I am not meant for crawling. I have wings, I will fly and fly." Dr. Kalam thought of that serious question asked by the young Indian. He said that that question can be considered as one of the toughest questions that he ever received in his life. He had already addressed some 50 million youngsters in his life. No other student has raised such a difficult question to him. He said that it was the toughest question, or it was one of the toughest questions that he received in his life. He said that it was not just a problem of that particular youngster. He said that it was the problem of millions of youngsters in our country. Most of the youngsters in our country are nervous, they are diffident, they are unable to come forward, they are unable to express themselves freely. This is not just the problem of that young Indian, this is not just the problem of that particular youngster, it is the problem of millions of youngsters in our country. Instead of giving a direct piece of advice, he recited a beautiful poem written by a 13th century Persian Sufi poet Jalaluddin Rumi. In his speech, he recites those beautiful lines. Those lines say that we are born with ideas, we are born with potential, we are born with trust, confidence, we are born with greatness, we are born with wings. That means we are not meant for crawling, we are born to fly, and we will definitely fly. We are not worthless creatures like reptiles, like snakes which crawl. we are not meant for crawling because we have tremendous potential. We have strong, powerful wings and we will definitely fly. Dr. Kalam recites these lines and he says that each and everyone is born with tremendous potential. And if we realize our potential, we will definitely become great human beings. We have to realize our potential, we have to realize our strengths, and we have to persevere. Then definitely we will become great human beings. Now I move on to the last part of the speech delivered by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. The title of that chapter is I Will Fly. Listen to this reading. Young friends, let me discuss with you how you can be unique. I have so far met 50 million youth in decades time. I learned every youth wants to be unique, that is you. But the world all around you is doing its best day and night to make you just everybody else. In your home, dear young fellows, you are asked by your parents to be like the neighbor's children for scoring good marks. When you go to school, your teacher says, why don't you become like the first 5 rankers in the class? Wherever you go, people say, you have to be somebody else or everybody else. Now, dear young friends, how many of you would like to be unique yourself? The challenge, my dear young friends, is that you have to fight the hardest battle which any human being can ever imagine, and never stop fighting until you arrive at your destined place, that is a unique you. In the last part of the speech, he discusses another important idea, the importance of being unique. He says that he has already met 15 million youngsters in his life. And he also emphasizes the idea that almost all these youngsters want to be unique. But unfortunately, the world around him is trying its best day and night to make him somebody else or everybody else. Youngsters want to be unique. They do not want to be compared to others. They want to be unique, unparalleled human beings. They do not want to blindly imitate others. But unfortunately, the world around him is conspiring against him to make him somebody else or everybody else. This is a serious problem. Whenever we score low marks in our exams, probably our teachers, our parents, they will definitely give you that piece of advice, that suggestion. Why don't you be like the toppers in your classroom? If you have divergent thinking, if you have creative thinking, if you think differently, if you act differently, most probably again the same people will come up with that suggestion. Why can't you be like others? Why can't you be like everybody else in the society? That means world does not recognize your strengths. World does not appreciate your talents. World does not acknowledge your creativity, innovativeness, your real potential, etc. Instead of that, the world demands you to follow others, demands you to become somebody else or everybody else. The world demands you to blindly imitate others, does not respect your individuality, does not respect your creativity. Then Dr. Kalam says, you have to fight the hardest battle in your life. This is a very tough battle and you have to fight the hardest battle in your life to reach that destined place, a unique you. So, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam exhorts the youngsters to pursue their dreams in their own unique ways. Do not blindly ape others. Do not blindly ape the successful people in the society. Instead of that, we have to pursue our dreams in our own unique ways. So Dr. Kalam says, we have to fight the hardest battle to reach that destined place, a unique you. Pursue your dreams in your own unique ways. So this is the essence of that speech delivered by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He emphasizes, highlights the importance of being unique. So in the first three discourses, we have come across so many important traits, and in this particular chapter, we come across another beautiful trait, the trait of being unique, the importance of being unique, the quality of being unique. So we can expect certain questions from this particular chapter. The questions that you can expect are: the first one, prepare a motivational speech, an inspirational speech to motivate your classmates, youngsters, etc. Such a question can be expected from this particular chapter. And you can find the format of a speech on the screen. Just go through that format and prepare speeches in accordance with that particular format. Another question that you can expect in your examination is: prepare an email to one of your friends who is staying abroad or who is staying in some other state, sharing the ideas of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. The format of an email can also be seen on the screen. Just go through that format. So this format is there in your textbook. Just go through that format and you have to prepare emails in accordance with that format. So these are some of the questions that you can expect from this particular chapter. That's all for the day. Thank you.